I'm here on the shores of beautiful Howe Sound. I'm going to ride up the famous Sea to Sky Highway, Highway 99 between Vancouver and Whistler. So come on along with me and join me for the ride, and I'll show you one of BC's best motorcycling roads. Since the road was rebuilt for the Olympics in 2010, it's been 4 lanes all the way up to Squamish. Most of the part after Squamish is also 4 lanes, but there are plenty of passing lanes where it's only 2 lanes. It can get really busy on weekends, so I'm going on a Thursday morning. This is fairly light traffic as to what it could be. When I lived in Vancouver in the 80s, I'd ride up here and a lot of it was 2 lanes and much more challenging. The weather is great today. It's a great day for a ride. Can't think of anything I'd rather be doing than riding my RS1200 on a beautiful road. Okay, let's pick up the pace a little bit. Wow, look at that mountain. If you ever wondered why the Sunshine Coast, which is not an island, requires a ferry, you just take a look at this geography. This is a fjord with very steep sides. The last proposal for a bridge involved running the road out to here and then going across to, that's an island there, that's called Anvil Island. So they were going to skip over, come out here, run a bridge across to Anvil Island, and then over to the Sunshine Coast. That still would have required, I don't know how many dozen kilometers, maybe 20 kilometers of highway on the other side, plus going across indigenous land on Anvil Island. So it's not feasible. So we're stuck with a 40-minute ferry. There's Porto Cove, which is a provincial park. There's only a few campsites there, so it's pretty hard to get in there. A lot of kayakers like to grab a site for the weekend. I'm going to pass a number of provincial parks on this route. So this is Furry Creek. Furry Creek was originally called Fury Creek, F-U-R-Y, because it's sometimes very, very active. And there's been some big floods in my time that I'm aware of. But sometime during BC's growth, somebody miscopied it and added an extra R. And now it's called Furry Creek. Just like my hometown of Gibsons was Gibson's Landing because the founder was William Gibson. But somebody lost the apostrophe along the way, so now we're Gibsons with an S and no apostrophe. Kind of bugs me because as an English teacher and an editor, but you have to live with these things. Oh, there's a nice straightaway. Nice field up there. Getting closer to Squamish. It's the head of Howe Sound. We have these slower spots along here. So that ice field will be in the Tantalus Range, which is a small group of mountains that are in between the Sunshine Coast and Squamish. So if you wonder why there's no interior road, that's the reason. I'll show you another point of view as we get closer. This is Britannia. There was a big mine here for a long time, and now they've turned it into a museum. I've never visited that museum, but I hear it's pretty good. A lot of school trips come up here. Straight ahead you can see this cliff face that's called the Chief. People climb up there. Some people climb up the face, but there's a trail that goes up the side that's more manageable for regular folks like me. I've never been up the Chief, and it's something on my bucket list, I guess. Oh, there's a gondola that goes up too, so if you really just want to ride, come on and take the gondola. I don't know very much about it. Other than motorcycling, I'm pretty much a self-propelled kind of explorer. Got the cyclists up here. People will ride the bike. It's been, since Horseshoe Bay, it's been just over 40 kilometers, 45 kilometers. So, yeah, I don't know what that is in miles in my head. 50 kilometers is 30 miles. So that's a good day's ride. Get these peaks up here. There's a big provincial park back there, Garibaldi. And I've hiked back there. It's very popular. You get crowded. That's the sea portion of our sea to sky journey. As we pass through Squamish, a little bit of fast food if you need it. Gasoline, there's gas at Whistler. There's no shortage of gas along this route. Alice Lake, Provincial Park. I used to bring my kids up there when they were little. The bears. If you haven't seen my bear video, watch it. 2 ways that you're going to avoid problems with bears. Common sense and common sense. Bears don't want to eat you, they want to eat your food. Very rarely they want to eat you. Now we're going to gain some elevation as we head up to Whistler. So I'm going to pull over at this viewpoint and show you what's blocking the Sunshine Coast from having a highway or a road that connects it to the rest of the lower mainland. So that's the Tantalus Range. It would be very challenging to put a road through. So here is Whistler. It's all spread out. This is pretty much the terminus of Sea to Sky. I'm going to continue and head up to Pemberton and up 99. So once you've finished riding up the Sea to Sky highway and you've got to Whistler, if you want some more great riding, you continue up 99 and take the road all the way to Lillooet. So that's where I'm going right now. I'm just heading past Whistler. Out of Whistler, I'll head up to Pemberton, and then the road gets really good. So here's the sign coming up. It says Pemberton 32. And then it'll swing up into the mountains. We've got a really great zigzaggy mountain climb coming up, and then a nice high ride along an elevated area. Okay. Once you get past Whistler, the traffic often gets a lot lighter. We haven't come to the end of the urbanish area. See these mountains straight ahead? That is the Pemberton ice cap. So there's not much north of here. There's some nice off-roading or forestry roads for the dual sports. But on the other side of that, which is not passable by any motor vehicle that I'm aware of, is the Chilcotin Plateau. So my plan for this summer is to visit the Chilcotin Plateau by taking a ferry up the BC coast and then riding back this way after doing some camping up there. So you can subscribe to my channel and follow me on that journey, which should be out in late July, mid-July maybe. Anyways, subscribe to my channel and check out my challenging journey. I'll be taking my CRF 250 and seeing whether or not I can treat it like an adventure bike.